And hello, hello. Welcome back to another Sunday show. This week's lessons this time. Um, well, quite the fast week behind us once again. Um, and very chilly morning today. I did not expect that because yesterday it was pretty much 70 the entire day. There actually was a thunderstorm, and which is pretty unusual for mid October Illinois. And there was, and now this morning I woke up. It was 45 degrees, and wow, that was something to behold. Um, Quite the temperature shock, but uh, it should be going back up maybe for a little while at least, but. Who knows? Hang on, let me see if the chat is working perfect. It's working. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, NCODF on YouTube. Hello. And we should be live on LinkedIn as well. Let me go check that really quick. Click to join live. I think we are live. Okay, it loads. Wow, it loads. It's perfect. Everything should be working today. I don't want to jinx it, but so far everything's been working pretty smooth. Enjoy the North. Yeah, I mean, it was my choice, but hey, I kind of like it here. There's a certain I guess vibe to it, you could say. Except I don't like the temperature shocks. That's what I don't like. Like I don't mind the snow, although sometimes it comes with ice. Sometimes you slide and you land on your ass. That happens here and there, but you get used to it. Never happened to me, fortunately. It happened to I remember when it was 2 years ago. They didn't cancel classes for the day, which was surprising. People were like, "Whoa, there's a lot of ice," and I slid around. I almost did it, but thankfully I know how to move on the ice. But a lot of professors and students did not. One professor broke their leg apparently, and after that happened, only then it's when they canceled classes. I remember going into my astronomy class, and it was like at 1 p.m. I went there. On the way there, I actually almost slid and land on my butt. But then I got there, and the professor was like, "Oh yeah, they just canceled classes, so go back home." I was like, perfect. That's now I can trek another. I can trek on the ice once more. Perfect. So yes, we are live. What about LinkedIn? Do we have comments coming in? So far, there's no comments on LinkedIn, so we can't test that out. But YouTube is working because I can see that. And yes, 899 subscribers. Absolutely, it's almost 900. I need one last one. If anybody is seeing this, or anybody that isn't subscribed yet to my channel, go to my channel. I'll actually put the link in the. I'll put the link in the what's it called? In the LinkedIn chat. Because on YouTube, people will see that I have 899. So maybe a random viewer will come along and I sometimes do that. Like when I see that somebody's at, like, for example, 2,999, I always click, even though when I even don't know the person, I'll just be nice and get them the 3,000. Yeah, get them the 3,000 or whatever to round it out. Hang on, okay. Glow Productions. Hang on, here. Copy link. Is this it? Yes. Okay. Let me put it here. Be the 900th subscriber today. Whoops! What the heck? I thought I did. Oh, because I pressed enter to put it below it, but okay. I just made a comment. Hopefully, it links to that. I don't like when it doesn't do the hyperlink thing, because then people have to like manually copy it. But I guess people will get the memo. Oh yeah. Well. Interesting. I can see my own comments on LinkedIn. That's kind of cool. So yeah. Anyways, so it was an interesting week full of busyness, business as well, and some. Yeah, I just gotta. Oh, never mind. Oh yeah, I forgot to put my phone over there. I don't want. I have my hotspot on again, so I don't want it to be over here where it's a dead zone sometimes. So that's why I'll put it over there, so we have a stable connection for the entire stream. Anyways, yeah. So like I said, busyness, business, and also some uh, you know, I guess illnesses a little bit. I don't know. I've been having something. As you can hear, I've been having something for the past like 3 weeks. I suspect it might be some sort of like that longer form of COVID or whatever. That's like not too intense, but it lasts longer. But I've been congested for a long time now, and also what added onto it yesterday, actually, what was it, Friday evening, actually, because Friday we had actually fall break, and fall break day. It's only a 1 day, but what can you do? Then we have longer winter break. Anyway, so Friday night I was my eye started watering and stuff like that. I started rubbing it a lot, which I don't do that. Don't rub your eye too much. Don't rub your eye raw, which I did, and unfortunately, then it kept coming out. The more I kept rubbing it, the more water kept coming out, and eventually, I checked and it was red. It was really red, flushed, and I was like, oh gosh. Um, yeah, and so then I woke up the next morning, looked at it, I was like, oh geez, my eye was literally glued shut. Like I had to like clean it up a little bit. But yeah, I looked at it and it was not that good. And over the course of the day, it kind of spread to my right eye, so it's some sort of probably something viral or whatever. But thankfully, today the left eye is a little bit better, but it was really red, so that's why I've been taking a break from screens for now, except for this, obviously. I could have missed this, and I haven't been doing videos. I haven't done videos, so it was a very weird string of events. Um, I promised last stream that I would release a short on, what was it, Tuesday, I think? Yeah, I think it was Tuesday. I had it recorded, actually. The continent of Africa is splitting in two parts. Basically, I'll just give you the rundown, quick rundown. Continent of Africa is splitting in two parts, and the article that I read, it was like it really, it's coming near, it's almost here, like and that's why I kind of in the video I joke about basically, oh yeah, go buy properties in Africa, right in the middle of Sahara, because eventually the continent will split apart, and you'll have beachfront properties. Just amazing, right? It's some investment, but that change will kind of be it's at it it's splitting up currently at the pace of, what was it, I mix up the numbers, either 2 or 20 millimeters per year, probably 2 millimeters, honestly. I think it's 2 millimeters per year, so it'll take a while, so maybe your um grandchildren, grand well, great times 100 children, probably even longer than that, great grandchildren, I mean, probably even longer than that. But there will be eventually. It's a good investment right now, because it's like Bitcoin, right? It's basically the same, right? Because you buy one Bitcoin back in, what was it, 2009 or something like that, and then now you would have $100,000, I think, even more. And so yeah, so do that. Go buy some property in the middle of Sahara, because it'll cost you nothing, and then eventually in the year 1,500,000,000, 200, I don't even know, whatever. Yeah, you'll have a beachfront property in the middle of Africa, or yeah, your posterity, I guess. And so yeah, so that was the video, but unfortunately, the Adobe program, like the Adobe Premiere Pro that I do my videos in, well, it had like a malfunction. I don't know, it was weird because I couldn't save or something like that. It kept giving me a weird error, so I called. I was on the dial line or whatever, the hotline for the support, for like a good hour and a half, and they reconnected me a lot. There was a tech team thing and stuff like that, and so I was like, okay, cool. They told me to just wait, and then they'll give me like a update the next day or whatever it was, and so yeah, I was like, okay, cool, I'll wait. And then they didn't let me know on Wednesday. They didn't really let me know on Thursday. Well, actually, they did let me know in an email that, like, oh yeah, we're working on it or whatever. It should be restored by tomorrow. So I checked yesterday. It has been working, but I guess it was like a inside code issue or something. Of course, they don't ever tell you what it is because they don't want to be exposed for nothing. But I was like, if they don't give it to me for one more day, I will like literally be demanding, some sort of a refund or like a free month, because it's ridiculous, like just waiting, not being able to use their service and paying like $40 for it a month. That's like, it's annoying. Yeah, exactly. This right there. Adobe issues this week. This dark side of online. Yeah, once you rely on technology too much, that includes anything. If you're an AI guy, if you're an AI person, if you're doing anything with AI and then suddenly it shuts down for a couple of days, well, you're you're gonna have to go back to your good old brain, right? And that's what a lot of people have struggled with, from what I've noticed. So yeah, and yeah, so that was one thing. And yesterday they did restore it, but I got busy with some other things, especially like school stuff and business stuff. And then yeah, and then yesterday I got basically it's pink eye, I guess. So yeah, so I've been trying to take a break from screens. So hopefully I will have it done. Uh, I'll probably not be doing it today because, like I said, my right eye flared up a lot. So tomorrow, left eye should be even better. Right eye should be getting better as well. And hopefully Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, around that, I will be extensively on my computer again. So I'll be able to do some stuff with AI. So yeah, and that was the stuff. Really, like, interesting line of events there. What is this? Speaking of astronomy, NASA is hiding the images of Three Eye Atlas. I think I've seen something like that, but I didn't read it, but I didn't really understand it. Like, why are they hiding it? What was going? Actually, I can't really. Gosh, yeah, Three Eye Atlas images. So what's going on with that? Manhattan-sized interstellar object emitting metal alloy. Yeah, what? Oh, those are some anomalies. Let's see this one. I did want to show a couple of articles and a couple of teasers for my upcoming videos after my eyes get better. So here's the interstellar object. So what's going on? Manhattan-sized interstellar object, Three Eye Atlas, emitting metal alloy never seen in nature. Oh, wow, look at that! Zipping through the solar system, producing metal alloy. Blah blah. The images of a mysterious object taken by Keck 2 telescope in Hawaii in August, released Wednesday, confirmed the interstellar flyer is emitting a plume which contains 4 grams of nickel per second with no evidence of iron. So that's why I don't understand too much, chemistry, like that, because I don't understand like nickel. I guess with per second with like what is surprising about this? Like I wouldn't get that. I guess nickel is a metal. I don't know what it has to do with iron. That's the only thing. It's an alloy called nickel tetracarbonyl, which has only ever been previously witnessed in human manufacturing. Huh. So that's a naturally occurring material. Well, no. What will be produced here by humans is now naturally occurring in nature. Huh. Interesting. It's proof of aliens. Suddenly, aliens. There is only one place where that is known to exist, and that is industrially produced nickel alloys. Huh. In every known comet, including 2 previous interstellar nickel. Oh, okay. So there's both nickel and iron, but there's only nickel in this one. Interesting. The images come from a new study. Okay, blah blah. Phenomenon. This was a process I can only imagine in this industry. Never seen in comets before. Those are objects. So they are lack of a commentary. So they are releasing pictures of it. I don't know what you mean that they are hiding the images, but apparently they are. What is this? Three Eye Atlas. Yeah, this is the comet. Apparently, you never know with NASA images. I know that very well, because if you look at a NASA image, it's always some sort of composite or like that photo of Earth. What is it? The blue marble, I think it's called. That the most famous photo of Earth, basically. It's how it's beautifully round and stuff. Well, I'm not a flat earther necessarily, but it's also the Earth is not a perfect blue like a ball. It's not that. Definitely not that, because it has like hills, mountains. It also has huge depths, so it can't be shaped like a perfect blue marble. It's like it's very rough, and it's in a shape like an egg or something like that. Definitely not a perfect marble, because that wouldn't make sense. Because there doesn't really exist any undoctored image of the Earth, which is also interesting. which only gives, of course, flat earthers ammunition, I guess. Skywatchers in the world on edge. Oh, so there are going to be more images actually taken by Mars reconnaissance. So, oh, that already has been. Or, no, never mind. Oh, they've taken those images then. Okay, those were snapped as the object passed by within 12 million miles of Mars, but have yet to be made public due to the ongoing government shutdown. Ah, okay. Of course, it all ties back to politics. Always. That's probably, I have people that always say like, "Oh yeah, politics, whatever, whatever, blah blah blah." I'm like, yeah, politics are can be boring, can be redundant, but they are important. Because then it interferes with pretty much everything. The government shutdown is very related to politics, obviously, but I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to say who's right or wrong. It is definitely boring. Who cares about? Oh yeah, wait, I got a comment. And they have images taken on October 2nd, I believe, from the Mars rover, and they're not releasing. Yeah, but they're not hiding them. They're not releasing them because of the shutdown. So it's again, it's just politics, stupid politics. And then I had another thing that I might. Well, actually, I'm not gonna do a video on this because I have done a video on that in like a year ago, I think. Wait, that would be a year and a half ago, maybe even. Wow, interesting. So I made this video a year and a half ago, because there were when they first released the ChatGPT, the GPT models or like the custom GPTs made by users, there were instantly like a ton, and I mean a ton of AI like girlfriends, simulating relationship, even erotica and stuff like that. So they cracked down on that eventually, but yeah, that's the first thing obviously that appeared. So I've already made a video on this. This is not really news necessarily. Like for example, because they mentioned character AI, NSFW, and stuff like that. That's no news really. Yeah, exactly. Media coverage back to 2023. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, it is true that I think ChatGPT, I think it was like I don't even know, like a year ago maybe, they like kind of loosened the restrictions on sexual material, which is I guess interesting. Now Elon Musk drops on the loose. I have not heard this. Companion avatars. Oh geez. Marketed. Oh man. Yeah, I mean X. There's no surprise on Twitter really because Twitter is very much full of just how would I call them? Promiscuous characters on there. There's a lot of users that do like OnlyFans and stuff like that, and it's very rampant on Twitter. So I'm not surprised that that Grok is suddenly getting like sexual or whatever. But still, but it is if you do engage in that, God forbid you do, just keep in mind that because I've seen it was like. And again, I'm not trying to get into the politics of anything, but there was like a woman on an interview where there was like it was like the Luigi Mangione, the guy who killed that CEO of United Healthcare. So there was like a protest about freeing him or whatever. And there was a lady that said, "Oh, I have this like relationship with him on I guess Character AI or some other app or whatever. I have this like relationship with this AI model, and he's so supportive and he agrees with me on everything and stuff like that." And I'm like, "Oh, geez, lady, like people don't understand that AI will literally do anything for that good feedback. So it'll tell you 2 + 2 = 5, because it doesn't care. It doesn't care. It just wants that good rating. It just wants that thumbs up for that response. It's just chasing that, and it'll do anything for it. So it'll agree with you. It'll support you, obviously, but it's not real. It's not real. You can tell it, that stuff. You can tell it completely illogical things. You can tell it, some really messed up stuff, and it'll still support you in everything you do. It's a little odd that people still think that AI is just like, oh yeah, it's just here to help you or whatever. It's BS. Hang on, let me let's close this. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, another one. That's a long one. Okay, Hershey's 2 weeks now, and they still don't have them ready. Oh yes, the shutdown. How convenient. In the meantime, they are releasing other pictures of the shutdown. I mean, I guess it's true. Maybe they could use it as an excuse, but it'll be interesting to see. Well, I mean, if it is an excuse, we'll see. it's in time, because once the government shutdown ends, and it will, well then, then we'll see if it was just an excuse, or if it was a genuine reason. But you know, it is it's always interesting. Like, they got the government shut down now, and they always just know that whenever there's like a UFO sighting, or the government suddenly starts talking about UFOs and unidentified aerial phenomena is what they now call them. Well, then it's usually a distraction from something bigger that's going on. So yeah, look through that. Look through that noise, I would say. And then a couple of teasers for my upcoming videos that I want to do. It's probably going to be the last thing I do. There is going to be, I will be releasing a video that'll be the next one back. Obviously, the short, I haven't done in a while. But then there is going to be the longer form presentation, and it'll be about Peloton's AI powered comeback. For those who don't know what Peloton was, it was huge back in during COVID, because Peloton was it was more like a virtual kind of training, right? Like, you could buy their stationary bike, or you could just, it was like dedicated to a lot of stuff. You could do running, you could do stationary bike, yoga, different stuff like that. And, it would be like uh, basically a moderator, like from a studio, and it would be like guiding you through it, play some music, and basically like telling you, oh yeah, now step into it, now let it go a little bit, stuff like that. Guided exercises basically. And it was huge during COVID, obviously, because suddenly people couldn't go to the gym, so they had home gyms made, and they all got Peloton bikes. That was huge back then, because it was virtual, right? So yeah, the three. I'm just looking at the comments. People pleasing to increase screen time. That's AI chatbots. Yeah, exactly. And then the 3 hours makes a left turn. It will arrive to Earth in early 2026. But what do you mean? Like, it's on a collision course with Earth, and I mean, if it is on a collision course and it's a comet, it is pretty huge. And if it is a comet, then I don't want to see what it'll do to the Earth. So yeah, I don't want to be here for that. I'd rather fly to Mars. But hopefully Elon Musk gets that technology soon. No, anyways, so yeah, so it was huge back in 2020. Everybody was virtual, and it boomed. Like, this business with online and virtual exercising really boomed. And so yeah, but now obviously, like, once COVID ended, it is surprising to see though that because people thought that once COVID ended, it would kind of stay the same. Like, people would, in some ways it has, like, people still are very scared to interact with each other. Children who were locked out from school, they are very awkward, shy. That's why you have all these now mental cases, mental problems and stuff like that, because it really does affect kids. When they're shut down from the rest of the world, they can't talk with other people. And yeah, that's what caused it. And this was no, it was not a remedy. But anyways, people exercise at home, and yeah. Where I was going with this is interesting to see that it went back kind of to normal in this sense, because people started going back to the gym, actually hanging out in person and stuff like that. But that means that Peloton kind of died off, obviously, right? They didn't expect it. Nobody really expected it to go back to normal, but it did. And so, yeah, there's a lesson to be had there, by the way. Like, if you are kind of building a business based off of a trend, or like a temporary, definitely a temporary thing, like a pandemic or something like that, then it'll always eventually have to come to an end. So you got to plan for that. And apparently Peloton, I guess, did not plan, like many other companies did not either, like Zoom. And well, Zoom kind of did, actually. Well, they transitioned smoother, but Peloton now has to do an AI powered comeback, because I guess the instructors are a little more expensive now. And yeah, gosh darn it. Another comment. It's not a collision course now, but it did change its trajectory already in an unpredictable manner. So one more left turn and it's here. Oh, geez. Well, that's not good. I guess. Yeah, I'm trying to reset my LinkedIn page so I can see how many viewers we got here. I don't hear myself. 2 viewers, perfect. That's me and one other person. Great. Anyways, like all those comments, and then yeah, so AI power comeback. So I guess you'll have now an AI instructor and also a what's it called? There's also like other gadgets that they released along with it, and they also actually made their bikes more expensive. They were already kind of expensive, like a what was it, like a $1,500 for their most basic like stationary bike, and then like for their most expensive treadmill, it was like nearly $7,000, which is just like wow. It is good. They're really like quality things, but at the same time, when you can just buy a gym membership and go there, that was obviously not accessible during COVID, which is why they boomed. But again, it all went back to normal, which is just interesting. And then the last thing, probably if I can get myself to open this. Okay, Wikipedia traffic. Oh yeah, I guess I'll just. Oh yeah, I'll just say this because well, it's a more of an obvious one, but Wikipedia's internet traffic has declined. I guess not surprisingly because people don't Google stuff anymore. Well, they do Google it, but they get their answer within a couple seconds, right? They don't even need to go through all the pages anymore. They just wait for the AI overview to load up, and bam, suddenly you got everything. But it was interesting. One of my uh, friends recently actually had a thing where searching up local kind of events, and a car show came up, but there was nobody there. A car show came up at that time at this place, this date, but nobody was there. So AI overview sometimes just doesn't work. Sometimes it hallucinates stuff. So it's always better for like local kind of niche events to go check out the actual city page or something like that happens that goes on and what goes on in the city basically. That's the most what do you call it, like relevant recent stuff and events that you'll get there. So go check out the actual pages for that stuff. But yeah, so Wikipedia's traffic has declined by a lot. Like I said, yeah, ChatGPT and AI has taken over the information. So see how easy it is to control people, to control people's opinions and stuff like that. Like you get them all hooked on AI, and eventually you start pumping out some even misinformation. Who knows? And people will be like, oh well, actually that's true because ChatGPT said so. You know, and not even I when ChatGPT says something. When Wikipedia says something, when anything says something, like I always double check it with other sources, relevant sources, be that anything like studies, whatever it is. I never trust what ChatGPT says just like in and of itself, obviously, because that's the wrong thing to do because it can hallucinate something, and then you're going to be looking like a dummy once you actually encounter and tell some completely false fact to an actual, for example, like a scientist. He'll laugh you out, and he'll be the dummy. So be careful with AI and hallucination, and that's been the message for the past 2.5 years. Yeah, 2.5 years and more, and it'll still be ongoing. Just always verify AI. It was like literally that was a topic that my first video was on. My experience with ChatGPT hallucinating. So, like I said, that was March of 2023, and so my message has still always been the same, and I'll always say the same thing. And again, that's actually our ending note for the stream as well. So yeah, well, thank you for watching. It's been a good stream. I gotta go give my eye some rest, and gotta keep them shut for the most of the day because I want to heal up fast so I can actually function during the week and stuff, and I don't have to stay at home or anything. But yeah, it should be good by Tuesday or Wednesday. So then I'll start releasing more videos. So stay tuned, and yeah, like I said, thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Have a blessed day. And again, I'll see you next week at the same time, same place, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. And